Welcome to Creative Juice. In this episode, we're going to explore the inner workings of a true musical genius. Get ready to be inspired as we dive into the mind of one of the greatest rappers of all time, Kendrick Lamar. The power of self-reflection.
If it's not on a daily, every other day, to just sit back, close my eyes, and absorb what's going on, the space that I'm in.
Kendrick Lamar once said, "If you don't know your own history, then you don't know anything at all." And it's true. Taking the time to reflect on your past experiences can help you find your own voice and tell your story in a unique way.
Be how I was raised, in an environment where having the idea of my father being, just a complete realist, just in the streets, and my mother having this idea of being a dreamer, and me traveling the world and doing all these things that I'm doing today. It starts there first, before I even heard any type of melody or lyric. That was implanted in me first. That's just DNA, of who I am. And the things I talk about today, it's always the yin and the yang, the good versus the evil. And that's how I feel as a person.
Embrace your authenticity. Kendrick is known for being authentic and true to himself in his music. He advises that artists should embrace their uniqueness and not try to conform to what's popular. Embrace your quirks and don't be afraid to be different.
I always said to myself, if I said it on record, I never retract my statements. Because it's my self-expressions. You can have your opinions on it, you can feel a certain type of way, but it's how I feel. Yeah. And I can't contradict that at all, and sometimes I do come across them lines, as rappers, we always have that, that thing about us where, it is controversy, but it came from some type of inspiration, and I have to say it. I have to be vocal about it,
Pushing boundaries. Kendrick is always pushing boundaries and taking risks with his music. He advises that artists should never be afraid to try something new and to always be willing to take risks in order to grow creatively.
And I knew from the jump that there was going to be a challenge, for my listeners' ear. But if I'm challenging myself in the studio, I want to challenge you as well. So I just went full-fledged with it, man, and we built everything from scratch. Again, of what I think is good or what someone else thinks is good, stepping outside of my comfort zone and mastering it, and that excites me. And when I feel like I've accomplished that, it just keeps the hunger for more going. Like I don't feel I can ever stop.
The importance of community. Kendrick advises artists to find their tribe, surround themselves with like-minded individuals, and collaborate with others in order to
lost in the music so far, you may forget how much you mean, to the people that you came up with, or your family, or your mother, or your father. You can hear it, and you can hear, even if it's not as blunt or as vocal, you can hear the sort of disappointment.
For the most part, are the people around you supportive of what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. It's mainly kids, man. I always say this. Kids bug me out because they have no fear in nothing. Like nothing. I sit there and I talk to kids. Like my little niece, she's 2 years old, but she fears nothing and she has no concept of reality as we know it. That always inspired me to write for some reason, man. It don't necessarily have to be whatever the actual child is pertaining to, but it gives me a moment, talking to them gives me a moment to step back and look at the world for what I know it and for what this kid sees.
Experimentation. Kendrick encourages experimentation in his music. He advises artists to try different styles and genres and to not be afraid to fail.
I'm not inspired, I can't really, do the music. I can't feel it. I think I put enough hours and work to be able to pen a 100-bar verse on the spot at any given moment. But for me to actually feel an idea and a concept, it has to come from me. And a lot of times I have to block out a lot of different needs and wants, just for my own selfish reasons. But at the end of the day, it comes out where, whether you like it or not, you're gonna know it comes from a real place. And it's gonna feel unapologetic, not compromising, and it's gonna feel me.
The power of passion. Kendrick is passionate about his music, and it shows in his work. He advises artists to find their passion and pursue it with all their heart.
How I got in the studio was just all off curiosity. I had a love for the music, but it was curiosity, you know. The day I heard Marshall Mathers LP, I was just, how does that work? What is he doing? How is he putting his words together like that? What is that? What's the track under it? Oh, that's a double. It's an ad-lib. An ad-lib? What is that? You should go in the studio and see, you know. I do that. How is he projecting? How is his words cutting through the beat like that? What is he doing that I'm not doing now that I'm into it?
Yeah.
His time is impeccable, you know. When he want to fall off the beat is impeccable, you know. And these are certain things that through experience and time that, you know, I had to learn.
Embracing criticism, Kendrick acknowledges that criticism can be tough to handle, but it's important to not take it personally and use it as an opportunity to grow and improve.
Criticism you learned.
Yeah, my skin.
To be better.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Top dog himself, you know, the CEO of the company. When I was 16, yeah, that verse ain't good. That's whack. You know, you're a kid like whack. You know, your feelings will get hurt. But after constantly, you know, you grow tough again, and you get better, and you're being pushed.
It's in service to you. Saying that is in service to you.
Definitely, because it taught me to know what to do and not to do on record. Yeah. You know, as far as lyricism, as far as my approach. It's a process. It's a working process. I'm my worst critic. This is the challenge for me. Being able to talk about anything and make it connect, you know, to a listener, where the listener can either feel like you or feel like they understand you, or you have just a deeper connection through the music with the listener. Talking to a little kid and making that represent something and feel like something, or saying the most brutal, harsh things on record where, you know, society may not want to hear it. You know, but still having that connection, and that's what I think music is about for me, period.
Work ethic. Kendrick is known for his intense work ethic. He advises artists to work hard and stay focused on their goals in order to achieve success.
But me as a person, and just knowing who I am, I grow. I'm like a chameleon, you know, and that is a gift and a curse for me, you know, but more so a gift, because it never pertains to me to put me in a box. And my ability to express it and to still make the connection wherever I go, that is my high points, you know, and that's something that I pride myself on. You know, it's always come from an organic place, because I've had the training, I had the rap boot camps, being in there with my team and just going at it, sleeping on couches for hours. I've had the process for 10 years plus. And in doing that, you know, I just developed a critique and a liking for what I know, what I'm capable of.
Finding inspiration. Kendrick draws inspiration from his own experiences, as well as the experiences of others. He advises artists to find inspiration in the world around them, and to never stop learning and growing creatively.
3 months later, I have to find that same emotion that I felt when I was inspired by it. So I had to dig all the way deep and see what were the things that triggered the idea of.
Does it always come back?
It comes back. It comes back. It comes, because I have key little words that make me realize the exact motion and what drew the inspiration. That pushed me toward the music that I love to listen to. You know, and it came from Tupac, Biggie, Jay. I mean, you know, your usual suspect. These were the people that was played in my household that not only I loved to listen to, but it kind of complemented my DNA, because these artists always had different perspectives on life in general, and they put that in their lyrics, and they put that in their music. And as a kid, I connected with it, you know, because I see my older cousins going through the same type of feelings and emotion that these artists are going through. And as I started to write and dig into my own thing, it just progressed in that same nature.
Being true to yourself. At the end of the day, Kendrick stresses the importance of being true to yourself and staying grounded. He advises artists to never lose sight of who they are and to always stay true to their own voice.
And how much I just think about music, you know. Someone brought it to my attention, it's all I think about. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. It consumes me, it consumes my life. I breathe it, you know. I can't think about nothing else, you know. And once I start realizing that, you know, okay, I know that I have to give it some time and space every now and then.
Wow, what an incredible journey into the mind of Kendrick Lamar. We hope you feel inspired to unlock your own inner genius and be more creative.